Hi guys, how are you? I'm Robin. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to this new video. Now, you normally find me on the street doing street style, talking to guys about what they're wearing, what they've got in their hair, but this one is slightly different. Now, we're celebrating International Women's Day, really looking at gender equality, gender balance, and I want to talk to women about what's important to them and why we, as men, should care. What does being a woman mean to you in 2019?
I think it's a very empowering time to be a woman. There's just so much movement and it's amazing to see everyone getting behind the movement of women and the celebration of women. And I think it's just such a special time to be a woman and to feel empowered.
Can men do something specific in order to sort of support you as a woman?
I think just appreciating that women are equal to men, and fathers obviously giving daughters the right foundations and bringing them up the same as they would their boys, and teaching boys respect for women, and even in the workplace giving people the same opportunities, not based on gender.
You think now you can have it all?
Definitely. I know my mum, when she finished school, she was told she could either have a boyfriend or go to university, whereas I was never given that sort of option. I think it just shows how much of a generational shift there's been, and the world's our oyster. It's our choice, our decision, how we want to live our lives.
Did you know it's International Women's Day this week?
Yes, Friday.
What does that mean to you?
Just an opportunity to celebrate women. I don't know if it serves the purpose that maybe it could, in the sense of, I think it's generally women who celebrate International Women's Day a lot, and I think that's not the point of it. I feel like it's for everyone to kind of appreciate the value of femininity and what it brings to the world.
Do you think that men could be doing more to support women in day-to-day life, in policy, in anything?
And so I feel like it's a balance of sort of standing up to men when they're not necessarily treating women the best way they could, but also trusting that women can look after their own and they don't need you to come in and be a superhero and kind of save the day. So yeah, bittersweet, but...
So International Women's Day is a global day, really about us celebrating the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women. But it's not just about that, really. It's a day to reset and look about how we can readdress the balance in gender. Do you think International Women's Day is needed in 2019?
It probably still needs to be highlighted, but it is a pity that we still sort of have to make it a special day.
What does being a woman in 2019 mean to you? Quite a hard question, but is there one feeling or one thing about society or about you individually?
I think maybe for us it's probably easier now for women, maybe even from growing up, when I was growing up, because as you say, there wasn't a role model, or there was still that thing of it's not a woman's job, or you can't do that, because if you thought you wanted to do something that was maybe in the male sort of domain, you weren't encouraged to do it,
Yeah, but I still think unfortunately that's still the case. As much as people say it isn't, I still think you say you want to do something, but you're a woman and there are still barriers in place.
What's your name?
Ivory.
Ivory. And?
Grace.
Grace, nice to meet you. Did you know it's International Women's Day this week?
I actually didn't know, no.
Do you think that International Women's Day is needed in 2019?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, it's not that women all over the world are in equal positions, and I think it's worth bringing attention to that fact. I definitely think women of different backgrounds have come together a lot better. So before, maybe women's equality was more in a white women's sphere of conversation, and now I feel like definitely women from all backgrounds are coming together.
So the movement started in 1911. It was really looking at women's rights. Now fast forward to 2019, where we are now, and it's more generally looking at equal rights for women. And guys, actually really interestingly, 40% of Google searches about women's rights come from us men. What does gender equality mean to you?
Just that, like equality. I think everyone just needs to realise that everyone is just a human and that we're all like the same, pretty much. Like we should all have the same chances, like the same, everything. Yeah, I think, it's cool. I found like growing up like in school and stuff, women would always be like really bitchy to each other, but I think now like everything's kind of making such a change, and that they're supporting each other like really well, and I think men are like following that as well, just support each other, everyone all together.
Do you think women can have it all? Do you feel like you can have whatever you want in life?
Yeah, swift flick of the hair.
Do you have a female role model in your life?
Well, it has to be my mum, obviously, yeah.
Why is she important to you?
Because she's my mum and she's very strong and she's dealt with lots in her life, and she's still like very optimistic and a good person.
Do you think that women can have it all?
I think so, but at the same time I do think it's just on a practical, you know, in reality level, when you do have children there are still struggles to overcome in that sense.
Do you have a female role model or role models in your life?
Probably Madonna.
Yeah.
Because I just admire her in terms of her feminism and the way she stands up for herself, and women can be sexy and all that sort of thing and still have careers and everything else. So yeah, Madonna would be my female role model.
And working in recruitment, having your own agency, have you noticed a shift in attitudes towards women or equality?
In the advertising industry, yes, particularly for women who are coming back to work after having children. There's been a big shift in trying to get women back to work, and also to try to employ more women in the industry. A lot of women seem to leave after they've left university and go into other things. So there's a lot of push to sort of try and get women to stay in the industry and then continue through. There's very few creative directors that are female, and they think that's because women leave, have children, and then they don't really go back to it, or they freelance after that. So the aim is obviously to get women to stay in the industry and then to become creative directors or executive creative directors.
Do you think women can have it all in 2019?
Yes, I run my own business. I'm also training to be a counsellor as well, and I have a child. And I'm really girly. I love pink's my favourite colour. So I think you can be all of that. You can be very feminine and still, you know, be career focused and everything else. So yeah, definitely.
I have found this really interesting. You know, we've spoken to loads of different women who have said really different things, but there's been one sort of common theme, which is about support. Women supporting women, men supporting women, and I definitely think there's a dialogue and a conversation to be had there. You know, how can we support them? I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments below if there's one sort of key thing or something you think that we as a group can do. But thank you very much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed this one. If you're new to my channel, you've not yet pressed subscribe, then hit subscribe right now. The button is just up there. There's also more video suggestions down there. Stay with me and watch them. Head to my blog, it's there. My social, including Instagram, is up there. But I'll see you in my next new video. Bye-bye.